Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is an international challenge matchup, and it is set for one fall. Introducing to the ring first.
More women!
Ladies and gentlemen, he hails from Maidstone, Kent. He is a former British heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Leroy Kincaide.
Leroy Kincaide with an opportunity here to prove that he is back to top form, to prove that he is a contender for the British Heavyweight Championship. Leroy Kincaide with a chance to beat one of the world's most experienced and successful wrestlers. This is a big night for him, Andy.
Undoubtedly, Leroy needs to fight his way back to the top of the IPW British title picture, and a win over Carlito, that will take him straight to the top. I like Leroy. I'll admit it, I like Leroy. Dumb, but I like him.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing his opponent.
Let's begin the face of Leroy.
But I like this man more. The shape that man is in.
And what a reception Carlito gets from the crowd here, and he deserves that reception.
He does deserve that reception, but I think he's got something to say, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. Spit in the face of people that don't want to be cool as well.
So I came all the way to the UK to wrestle a dancer, a rapper, a b-boy. What the hell are you?
Good point.
Now that is totally uncalled for.
You see me, I just came out with an apple. I don't need to hire 2 prostitutes to come out here and dance.
No, that is absolutely disgraceful.
You did speak to Carlito?
Watch what you say.
That's probably the only time I'll ever get to see pretty girls like that, my friend. I didn't have one, I had 2 and more.
Fighting words, Leroy, fighting words.
Carlito looks rattled by those comments. He looks infuriated by them.
Well, Leroy's not cool. That's the problem. Leroy is just not cool.
First of all, I come from Puerto Rico. No disrespect to the UK. But your best girls have to sit on the bench in Puerto Rico.
I love Puerto Rico.
Ladies, I understand why you're booing. Fellas, go to Puerto Rico first. Come back, sit in that chair, and then decide if you want to boo Carlito or not.
We'll be here a while, but I'd be up for waiting that long.
You guys have never seen a lady with a little waist and an ass that is bigger than this ring. Until you see that, hold your boos. Now back to this little bitch over here.
He's so clever.
I like your little gap. You're missing one little thing for you to look cool.
And Leroy Kincaide treated with the utmost disrespect by Carlito, and there is a shot to the face, and the bell has rung, and now the time for talking is over. This match underway.
That was cool, Carlito. Yeah!
Leroy Kincaide there catching Carlito. Well, Carlito certainly has the words, but has he now got the actions to back that up? Leroy Kincaide might do well to follow this up and get outside the ring and start attacking Carlito here, surely.
Well, possibly, but I think Leroy, you know, he's quite a nice guy, but I say nice but dim. But, you know, Carlito's carrying an injury. You know, we've got to give him some time to break himself in. He's not been to England for a while. He needs to adjust to the climate.
With that arm tape, clearly Leroy Kincaide has got to go for that. He's got to attack that. And you, as a professional wrestler, would always do that in a match, surely?
I would because I'm smart. Leroy, nice but dim Kincaide, wouldn't because he's a nice guy.
Leroy Kincaide, a former British heavyweight champion. Carlito, trained obviously in part of the Colon dynasty, World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico. 7-year association with WWE, 4 titles in the WWE, World Tag, WWE Tag, Intercontinental, US.
On the first night in, he beat the poster boy for WWE. That's how talented this guy is.
There's no question that he is an incredible wrestler. And the Colon dynasty is known and respected from around the wrestling world, isn't it?
It is indeed. It is indeed. Even reached as far as England, you know. Like a lot of, oh dear.
Chops there from Kincaide, backhand chop there. And Kincaide just taking his time there before going in, attacking Carlito. And then another backhand chop. Those gloved hands of Kincaide, do they help or hinder those backhand chops? Hard to really say from our vantage point. Carlito's the only person who knows the answer to a question like that. Reversal there by Carlito, just leaning back into that. Oh, that boot right to the face with the knee that caught the nose. But what a drop kick. The elevation on that drop kick, Andy, came out of nowhere.
It was amazing. It's amazing. That's why these people, despite the fact Carlito slagged off every single one of these men's birthday, they still want to cheer Carlito.
Carlito, one might suggest, has earned his right to say what he likes. Leroy Kincaide certainly doesn't think so.
They see Leroy as a pretender.
I don't think Leroy is a pretender by any stretch of the imagination. There was nothing pretend about the contact there, the force of that elbow across the forehead. Carlito certainly feels that. Ask him if he thinks Leroy Kincaide is a pretender. Leroy Kincaide measures him up, but Carlito, not only did he leapfrog over the top of it, but he caught him with one of those knees to the face.
I'm liking this Carlito, you know. I see a motivated Carlito with new offense I've never seen before. And I hope Carlito proves to everyone here in England and back home, back in the States, everywhere, that he is indeed one of, if not the very best wrestler in the whole entire world. I believe Carlito is the future of this business.
This evening, you have said that everybody is the future of this business. I'm going to start calling you Mystic Meg. If
Mystic Meg will do fine.
Right, anyway, Chris Roberts makes the count. Carlito certainly has this match where he wants it to be, does he not?
He does indeed, that's why he's smart, he's a veteran. No, Leroy Kincaide may well have been wrestling just as long as Carlito.
Interestingly, Leroy Kincaide has only been wrestling for 2 years less than Carlito, as the count reaches 8, but you're right, Carlito, a seasoned veteran.
Absolutely, Carlito, he grew up in the business, his father was a wrestler, his brothers are wrestlers, his cousins are wrestlers. The whole Carlito dynasty, this man has it all.
Go up and look up Carlos Colon on the internet, on YouTube. See clips of the Colon family. If you don't know anything about them, you should. They are real wrestling royalty. And Carlito now just taking his time to lift perhaps Leroy Kincaide for a suplex. Does so, but Kincaide gets out of that. But Carlito one step ahead of the game. One step ahead of the game, goes in for the cover. No. Actually takes a moment. Carlito seems almost angry that the fans are cheering for him.
Carlito! See, I'm leading these chants. Carlito! Carlito!
Do you genuinely believe you're leading those chants?
Absolutely. Do you hear my little Spanish twang on it? Carlito! Carlito!
I hear a little Russian twang on it, but, you know.
Well, I'm trying.
Now, Carlito. Again, just staring at the fans. Is he making a mistake? Is this hubris? Is this pride coming before a fall that he's spending too much time remonstrating with the fans when he should be turning his attentions to Leroy Kincaide? A dangerous wrestler, but what contact there. But actually contact there from Leroy Kincaide, who leaned beautifully into that elbow. Just takes a couple of paces back.
He's got Leroy right
connection with the forearm. Now, interestingly, Leroy Kincaide, they're just clutching the glenohumeral joint, the shoulder there. And interestingly, the problem with the pain to the shoulder is the number of muscle groups that are attached to that shoulder. You've got obviously the rotator cuff muscles. You've got the latissimus dorsi. If you get a shoulder injury in a wrestling match, Andy, you could be as good as done for the remainder of the bout.
Not just the remainder of the bout, but in your career. I know people that have had shoulder injuries for years, and it starts with something simple.
That's why when you see a wrestler holding their shoulder, it's so much worse than you might realise.
Absolutely.
Only a 2 count though. Leroy Kincaide again, so hard to kick out of a pin attempt if you've got trouble with your shoulder, and he has got trouble with his arm, definitely.
Leroy's struggling now. Look at him, he's on the floor. He's almost crying for forgiveness while Carlito just...
Oh, come on, that's putting it a bit too far, but the snapmare there from Carlito. He just raking the back there. And Carlito there just doing little things to set up for that backstab or that double knee backbreaker that he uses to such great effect. Tremendously efficient wrestling move. A great wrestling move like that is one that uses your opponent's weight to maximum advantage and one that risks so little damage to yourself, and that's the great thing about the backstabber, isn't it?
Absolutely, the backstabber is a painful move, you know, like a lot of wrestling moves, but Carlito's perfected that in his years throughout the business, and I fully expect Leroy Kincaide to go down to it tonight.
And you've got a guy like Leroy Kincaide who's known for hitting spears. With a damaged shoulder, that suddenly becomes so much harder. And the clothesline across the face of Leroy Kincaide there. Carlito again turning his attention to the fans, and this is giving Leroy Kincaide valuable time to get to his feet. This is giving Leroy Kincaide time to get back into this match, and this is not something that Carlito should be doing. He's perhaps taking Leroy Kincaide a little too lightly.
This man's got it well under control.
Well, you say that, and certainly you look like you're right at the moment. Oh, Leroy Kincaid's back nearly snapped there as his legs buckled. And Leroy Kincaide will not know where he is now after that from Carlito. Carlito's ring awareness, using the ropes to his advantage. There's no wrestler watching this that couldn't learn a few lessons from Carlito.
Absolutely, Carlito's a fantastic wrestler inside the ring.
Goes for the cover. Well, I mean, the thing is that we've said if Leroy Kincaide can get a win here, the amount that will do for him as a wrestler, it's a question of if, isn't it? At this stage, it's only a question of if. Because right now, it looks like Carlito's well and truly got the upper hand.
Long may it continue.
Carlito, what an exceptional competitor, as I said before, 7 years with the WWE, a decorated champion. Somebody who felt he had more to offer as a wrestler outside of the WWE, actually, and he's been working across the independent circuit, working for AAA in Mexico. And you're right.
Here he is for IPW in England.
At an enormous event here, IPW Revolution goes for the cover too. No, the way Carlito leans back into those covers again, such skill, such knowledge of the ring. So you said you think Carlito is a different wrestler. You think he's tougher, he's meaner, he's more aggressive, he's got new moves.
Absolutely, the guy is really impressing me. I came here with an open mind. I thought Carlito was going to be pandering to this audience tonight.
Certainly not done that.
No, not at all, and I'm really impressed with that. I thought he'd be here to sell a few pictures, sign a few photos, and he'll be on his way, happy and smiling. But he's not. I'm really impressed.
He's got too much pride for that, hasn't he? He is desperate to win this match. Desperate to win it. Desperate to prove that Leroy Kincaide is nothing but an imposter, nothing but a young pretender, nothing but another claimant to the throne of Carlito and the Colon dynasty. Oh, but a lovely step up into an Enzwigiri there.
So why didn't Leroy follow up? Leroy should be following up. If he's got the energy to throw a kick like that, he should have the follow-up.
I don't think
the energy to follow up.
I don't think he can follow it up. I think he suffered too much pain, too much punishment. But now he follows it up and really got great elevation there and drops Carlito to the mat with a powerful clothesline, lifting him up, grappling by the arm, the injured arm of Carlito as well. Clothesline across the chest of Carlito. Carlito there just slightly wrung out that injured arm as well, that taped arm. Perhaps have two men with injured arms here, perhaps, in this match.
Absolutely, then you've only got two arms left to work with.
And again, this is where your training, your experience as a wrestler comes to the fore. It's how quickly you can readjust your game plan, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Carlito, he was waiting for Leroy Kincaide, who just managed to hold on to the apron there. Could have broken an ankle, ruptured ligaments there, the way his foot slipped off. Carlito thinks he's got the upper hand. He hasn't. He just got a shoulder to the midriff.
Nice
Carlito
move.
over the top, attempt to roll him up. Carlito fighting his way out of it. Is he going to succeed? He grapples against the ropes, but still Leroy Kincaide perseveres. And Chris Roberts, now that's not the referee's job, surely.
Absolutely not. But this is the referee's job, to watch Leroy Kincaide submit. Leroy Kincaide will submit like a little baby in front of his hometown and embarrass himself.
If he submits to this, it won't be because he's a baby. If he submits to this, it'll be because he's in excruciating pain. Excruciating pain, and you've been in situations like this in the ring before, Andy, and you know how agonising this is.
Absolutely. The Boston Crab was my finishing move for about 4 matches, and I've known to put it on tougher than anybody else.
And the ropes reached there, and Carlito sensibly just dropping that. But is that the referee's job, to kick a wrestler's hands away from the rope? Surely his job is to use the count and not make any contact at all. I think it's a questionable decision, and I'm always the first to defend and back Chris Roberts, but that was a questionable decision.
It was a questionable decision. I'll tell you why, because he actually kicked Carlito's injured arm.
The crescent kick there with minimal rotation to the face of Leroy Kincaide, to the jaw perhaps, in fact. Again, if the jaw gets struck, if the ligaments gets ruptured, the jaw swells, it becomes harder to breathe. Add to that likelihood of a broken nose in a wrestling match, and suddenly you've got a wrestler where the lactic acid builds up, they can't breathe, they can't take in oxygen, in short, they can't fight. But Leroy Kincaide has got fight left in him. Carlito, left to take a very uncomfortable seat, falls back into the ring. The match finally poised, the match finally balanced. Leroy Kincaide attempting to finally balance himself on the top.
Come on, Carlito!
And there was the spinal tap of Leroy Kincaide.
Get it all? I'm not sure he got all of it.
He may have just got enough to get the cover. 2, 3. He's done it! He's got him! He's got him after all we said. After all we said about Carlito, it's Leroy Kincaide.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it, Carlito. Go home. Don't show your face around here anymore.
Be impressed, Andy Boyd Simmons. Be impressed.
I'm disappointed. I'm not impressed with Leroy. I'm disappointed in Carlito.
If you're not impressed by that, there's no impressing you. Leroy Kincaide has beaten Carlito, and whether you think that's right or not, whether you think that he earned that or not, whether you think that Carlito was on top of his game or not, Leroy Kincaide has just added a massive scalp to his career, and it may have been Leroy at the start with apple on his face, but Carlito is left with egg on his.
But Leroy's left with apple on his, so there you go.
He actually is a rapper. Is that a promo video of his? He actually is a rapper. Good for him. Before I leave, watch your language here. There's children here. Let's keep it around PG-13, PG-14. Hey, it's all about the kids. Now, I ain't got a lot of time. Before I get to UK, I'd like to talk about the elephant in the closet here. The elephant in the room, so to speak. I just want you all to know These abs are 100% real, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be confused. Ugly lady, I was just messing with you. You're actually not that ugly. I bet if you were a man, you'd be very handsome. London, it was great to see y'all. Start working around the treadmill. Visit a dentist once in a while.